We start tonight with a San Diego woman firing back against California's ban on less lethal pepperball weapons. Chiquetto, Marcella has the night off. A new lawsuit filed in federal court in San Diego is challenging the state's stance on so-called pepper projectiles. CBS 8's Richard Allen is here with more on the lawsuit and why one San Diego woman decided to file this.
Well, Carlo, that's right. This is getting a lot of attention. Now, San Diego County resident Sandy Schiller is one of 3 named plaintiffs in this lawsuit filed against California Attorney General Rob Bonta. Now, it's calling for the state to end its ban on these weapons that fire non-lethal pepper balls filled with a chemical which can incapacitate but not kill a person.
It is a clear violation of the Second Amendment.
The lawsuit, filed this week in San Diego federal court, claims that California's law banning state residents from buying and owning weapons that fire pepper projectiles is unconstitutional.
In California, you can buy a gun and bullets, but you cannot buy a non-lethal launcher and the pepper projectiles that go into it.
Brian Gans is owner of Byrna Technologies, one of the plaintiffs in this suit, which manufactures these less lethal weapons and ammunition. He says this provides both gun owners and non-owners an alternative to a traditional firearm.
Or something that could stop a threat without the risk of permanent injury or death.
These projectiles are considered by California as a form of tear gas, which under state law are illegal to own and possess, with exceptions for law enforcement. It's also illegal to sell these weapons.
You would think a state that is progressive, that wants to stop gun violence, would embrace a non-lethal alternative.
While major anti-gun violence groups like Moms Demand Action and Brady United have not issued a specific stance on pepper projectiles, Gans says they offer a safer alternative for self-defense.
I'm sure many of the people that carry guns would carry a non-lethal weapon if it was available to them. But by California banning these weapons, they don't have the opportunity to use less lethal force.
One of those people is San Diego County resident Sandy Schiller, another of the plaintiffs in this lawsuit against the state attorney general. In a statement to CBS 8, Schiller said, quote, "California's irrational ban on pepper launchers prevents me from shooting to defend myself with a safe and effective weapon. Like many Americans, I want to defend myself and others. The Second Amendment defends my right to choose a non-lethal defensive weapon instead of a traditional firearm. If I happen to live almost anywhere outside California, this would be perfectly legal."
And in fact, New York is the only other state in the nation that also bans pepper projectiles. Now, we have reached out over the past couple days now to the state attorney general's office for reaction to this lawsuit, but at this point, we have not heard back. Carlo?
It's an interesting case, an interesting argument. Have other courts weighed in on whether these less lethal weapons are protected under the Second Amendment?
That's a good case. Good question. One case made it all the way to the Supreme Court, and in a unanimous decision, the justices decided that less lethal stun guns were protected as a weapon under the Second Amendment. This new lawsuit references that Supreme Court case from 2016, saying that these weapons, pepper projectiles, should also fall under the Second Amendment.
It seems like the precedent would be on the plaintiff's side in this one, but we'll see how it goes.
We will see.
Thanks, Richard.
Thank you.